announcing the land is an integral part. Kindly deliver his welcome address.
In the years to come, the government has been periodically reviewing the defence procurement procedures with a view to lend greater transparency and impartiality, as well as to speed up the acquisition process. The last such review has been undertaken recently, as a result of which amendments to the Defence Procurement Procedure 2008, effective from November 2009, have been introduced. The major focus of introduction of the amendments to the procedures is also towards developing a sustainable defence industry in India, which is ready to meet the requirement of the Indian Armed Forces. The introduction of the new category of acquisition, quote, buy and make Indian, unquote, is a major shift which will allow Indian industries to enter into joint ventures with foreign original equipment manufacturers. The route will open ways for technology transfer to Indian industry based on the requirement of the armed forces. One of the major impediments in the growth of the defence industry in India has been the lack of information regarding the defence requirements. A public version of the perspective document outlining the perspective and capability roadmap of the armed forces, covering a period of 15 years, will be published and placed on the Ministry of Defence website. This would enable the domestic industry to plan investments in the defence sector and to take up research and development, technology upgradation, and tie up collaboration with associated foreign industry partners in order to meet the future requirements of the forces. Another important facet of the recently introduced amendments in the defence procurement procedure is that the issue of request for information has now been made mandatory for all acquisition cases. This will not only provide the information necessary for formulation of general staff qualitative requirements, but also act as an advance intimation to the industry. This, along with the sharing of the public version of long-term acquisition plan of the armed forces, would help the Indian industry to work out the technological requirements, build up expertise, manufacturing capabilities, and plan joint ventures or co-production arrangements with foreign firms in order to meet the requirements of the armed forces.
From the media. I am delighted to be with you all. At the very outset, I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to the delegates and participants from across the world. I am sure that your stay will be a pleasant one and the visit a successful one. This year's edition of Defexpo is the 6th in series of India's land and naval systems exposition, being organized biennially by Ministry of Defence since 1999. The event has grown from strength to strength. This year, the participation of companies has increased by around 40% compared to last year. It is heartening to note that the 38 official delegations, including 14 ministerial delegations, are attending Defexpo 2010. The biggest challenge facing the world today is the security threats arising out of rapidly advancing technology. This has added a new dimension to the overall security environment. India has always been recognized as a mature, responsible power and a stabilizing influence at a politico-security level. Though we are traditionally known to be a peace-loving nation, at the same time, we are ready to meet any challenge to our territorial integrity and sovereignty. Our government is committed to the rapid modernization of our armed forces, as we want our forces to be equipped with state-of-the-art technology and equipment to help them defend our sovereignty. India's defense expenditure is about 2.5% of its GDP. The Indian economy is expected to grow at a rate of 8 to 10 for the next 2 decades. Expenditure on defense in absolute terms is bound to increase in equal proportion. I do not want to calculate that. You can see how can it be, how much it can be. I am sure this will present the defense industry new and challenging opportunities to make a more meaningful contribution to the defense sector. India must achieve a high level of indigenization in defense. Our quest for self-reliance in defense underlines the importance of private sector participation on the one hand and in revitalizing the public sector on the other hand. We want a public sector and the private sector to work in close cooperation as friendly partners. Our defense industry is open up to 100% for Indian private sector, while foreign direct investment is allowed up to 26%. We have made our defense procurement procedures transparent and to speed up the defense acquisition process. The recent introduction of Buy and Make Indian category in defense procurement procedures aims at encouraging the Indian private industry to form joint ventures with any foreign manufacturers. So now, on the one hand, Indian private sector also is going to get more opportunity to participate in the defense production. At the same time, foreign partners also, they have a new opportunity to have more and more joint ventures with the Indian industry, both public and private, whichever you feel fit for you.